What's up, people? It just said that Americans set a new record by streaming 8.3 billion songs in 1 week. That's 7 days, bro. 8.3 billion songs in 1 week, or streams in 1 week. If you think about it, they were competing with like fucking radio stations and other platforms. If they weren't worried now, like they said, they probably should start being worried. Because the new generation is not trying to listen to no radio. That's more of an older generation. Even like the freaking 80s. Like 90s now, 90s kids, late 80s, this is what they're doing now. Since the radio industry and other forms of traditional music consumption media weren't worried before, they probably should start to tremble just a little bit within the news. America set a new record for music streaming last week, racking up 8.3 billion streams in a span of just 1 week. It's a new record for the country as per stats published by Nielsen, and is also a further indicator that streaming services, for better or for worse, are the principle why the enthusiasts of hip-hop or any other genre of music are engaging with their favorite songs and artists. In fact, those numbers could be astronomically larger too, since YouTube views were not taken into account during the collection period, nor was any use of service like Pandora. So this kind of rings my bell because YouTube views are now being counted towards, I believe, album sales or stuff like that. Because you know how like a lot of the new generation, like how the new generation is, we don't buy DVDs or CDs and things anymore. We kind of just illegally listen to them on YouTube, whatever, and just buy them online. Those views of YouTube views and these things are getting counted towards, their numbers. It says the Forbes report makes the rough estimate that based on the figure generated by Nielsen Research, every American would have listened to at least 25 songs during a week-long period. But of course, logic dictates that the statement would be largely incorrect based on subscription members, alongside Spotify boasting 40 million paid subscribers. And at last count, and Apple Music haven't just crossed 30 million. So trash. But even with that in mind, there are a large group of Americans who are clearly consuming hundreds, if not thousands, of songs every week. It's not hard to see how that this new record of 8.3 billion streams in 1 week could easily be broke before the end of the year, perhaps the several times over. The way of the rate of this organization or that company is growing, and this way of life is growing, I am sure it will be broke. That's just my opinion, and I'm kind of confident in it. It's too crazy. To overall outlook is even more impressive based on the third quarter numbers that Forbes obtained as well. According to that data, Americans have already recorded 287 billion on-demand streams up at this point. Yada, yada, yada. But radio stations, other platforms, watch out because they're coming up. It's the way of life. It's the money making. New World Order.